When you're getting ready to go to the table for a deal, you're becoming a part of a new project, a new group of people, etc. What are some of the red flags or the deal breakers, the deal stoppers that stand out to you that you go, either this has to be fixed or I'm not going to be a part of this, or maybe this is just not the right opportunity for me? What are those things that throw up the big red flags for you?
So I think the biggest thing is the unlicensed, unregistered people. Unfortunately, in the small cap marketplace, when you're dealing with capital formation for early companies, those early stage companies are looking for any and all opportunities to raise capital. And a lot of these entrepreneurs are very successful at what they do from their business perspective, but they really don't understand the securities law perspective. And they'll meet a finder or an individual who has all the best intentions, but they're not licensed. And we pay the tax and we pay the fines, we pay the fees. Some of us, including myself, over the years have had hits where it being part of an SRO, which is FINRA, we have to play by the rules. And sometimes if the interpretation of the rules are not quite as FINRA sees it, you're reprimanded. That's important because those rules have the ability to protect investors and the issuers. So I think a red flag that I see a lot of times is I'll have somebody come to bring in a deal to my office, sit down with me, tell me all about it, get all excited about it, and then stick their hand out expecting to receive a fee. Non-licensed, licensed, and unregulated people cannot receive commissions or fees. So there's a lot of, I want to call it game playing, where they try to get creative and try to find other ways to receive that compensation, whether through a marketing agreement or a referral agreement. And I think in time, the SEC is going to become wise to this because we're seeing more and more of these issuers not use broker-dealers, which means that there's no gatekeeper. And that means those issuers are probably paying fees they really shouldn't. The problem is that gives a lot of investors in certain states the right of rescission. So if the deal doesn't work out and an unregistered and unlicensed person was paid a fee, there's a chance that those investors could demand their money back, and that issuer would be left in a very dangerous situation. The one thing I think, though, the SEC has done, and they've proposed, is expanding the finder's exemption, which will clearly define when an unregistered person can receive a fee and how that fee can be paid and for what services can be provided. So I applaud the SEC that they're making a step forward. I think that to me is a deal breaker. The other thing that's a deal breaker is these companies that come in that the entrepreneur, I want to say, is drinking the Kool-Aid, where they just believe that their company is worth $1 billion. And you made the joke about the flying car. I mean, I actually had people come in with a flying car. That was a deal that was shopped around a number of years ago. I think most of my competitors saw it on the street. But I think it's important that a CEO looks in the mirror and understands, because the other thing that they say to me many times is, I don't care, I just want the money. With the money comes responsibility. You have shareholders. You have a responsibility, a fiduciary responsibility to do what's right for them at all times. So sometimes I think entrepreneurs lose sight of that and don't understand quite what they're getting into. They're being brought into a capital raising, I don't want to call it a scheme, a capital raising structure that they're excited because they get the cash, but they don't understand the responsibility that comes with it. And suddenly they're left with thousands of shareholders that are demanding to know what's going on, and rightfully so deserve to know what's going on. And sometimes those issuers lose sight of that.